Well, hello everybody, twin flames and twin flames who belong to Islamic creed. I wish you Eid Mubarak. My own Eid was very towery moments. My tower continues to crash, but as you can see on the screen, there's a holy tower in my hometown that I'm very connected to. My own union is connected to this tower, but about that maybe in another video. I'm gonna be quick in this one. I hope so. I'm gonna make a short video, but I just wanted to give you some updates. And what I'm gonna talk about, I just want to warn you right ahead. It's gonna be rated PG-13 or I'm sorry, rated PG-18, I think, or maybe 21. And for those Muslims who do not have open minds to the reality of the twin flame journey, who are just new to this, I suggest you skip this video because you're not gonna resonate with it if you're not out there already and all of your chakras have opened, your third eye is open, and your understanding of the reality of this 3D world and its connection to the 5D world and the meaning of the connection between spirituality and sexuality is not there yet. If you're not understanding everything fully, then I suggest you just skip this video, because if you don't, you're just gonna blame it on me. You're just gonna maybe, because you will not resonate with it, you're just gonna maybe disregard it or get even concerned about me or angry. Well, don't be concerned, don't be angry, just skip it. And I suggest for those who want to learn to stay tuned and listen to what I'm gonna talk about. So first of all, my twin flame is, first of all, I am 110% sure that my twin flame and so many others are also in the same position, because that's the number one reason for the running. Like I mentioned in some videos before, my twin flame is under influence of a really bad black magic. And I was actually guided last night to run into a video. Very bad person, very evil person has posted it on YouTube, and it talks about what's called necromancy, the necromantic or necromancy type of voodoo spells and black magic. So I have 100% confirmation. I remember so clearly when my twin flame posted on his Facebook profile before he met me even. So he posted photos of something he has found inside the wheel of his car and inside the wheel of his van, and it was the piece of material of fabric that is used to wrap the dead in our religion. So it's similar in Jewish traditions. So the person is sort of wrapped, similar to, similar, I'm just going to say similar to Egyptian mummies. We don't embalm our dead, but if you're Muslim, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, he found a piece of that fabric inside of his van, and he was telling his friends about it. He was saying that that's definitely from the from the graveyard, from the dead person, and he was wondering who could have put that in his van, I mean in the tire. And he said that's probably what caused many of his car accidents and bad things. And he said he asked his friends if that was what they thought, if that was black magic, if that was a spell work done on him. And I tried mentioning that to him sometime before I actually came in reunion with him, before I came to Europe, that his karmic has done that because she has access to his car. I mean, who else would come to his garage or his yard and put that inside? And anyways, just let's just fast forward. So I ran into that video last night, and it's talking about that special type of super super dark black magic where they use I didn't want to get into video too much, but they used that to make such powerful, such strong binding spells on people. So my twin is binded by very very powerful spell, and the reason I know how powerful it is, it's not just his behaviors, it's not just his blindness and his complete right now his complete change of personality, but because it has gotten stronger. I'm sure that spell that was done before we met was just something done in the past. Now he's been binded more, he's been worked on by spells extremely since our reunion, and now he's completely basically out of his mind. So many of your twin flames, whether you like it or not, are in that position. They're under very powerful spell, and like I said, the reason why I know it's so powerful is because I've tried everything. I've tried all of my knowledge and even white magic type of spells and duas and prayers and whatnot to unbind him, but it's super strong. It's super strong, and I'm not disbelieving that I will not succeed in helping him, but I'm just saying at current time it's still working on him. He hasn't been unbinded from that spell by the karmic. So we'll see what's going to happen with that, but he's currently away. He is away by his physical form, he's away in his mental state, he's away in his spiritual state, and I pray for him. And myself, I'm in a tower moment. I cannot explain how much bad luck it's been following me around since the reunion, which is also part of spell, which is also part of hex. In my case, it's a hex, but it's also because of him, because he's away and he's causing this warp in the energy in the energy field, because after reunion, which was so powerfully positive and full of light, this is the darkness working on separation and trying to hex me. It's not just the karmic, it's karmic and the devil forces, because they work together. This is why karmics even come into their life, to separate them from you, to keep them separated from you, because the devil works his way to stop the light that the twin flames spread and the positive energies that twin flames create together and emanate around themselves, and help this humanity to grow better and lighter and brighter and happier. So that joy is being killed, and that joy is being prevented. Okay, so now let's go to that part where I said skip it if you're not ready to hear this. I'm going to talk about 5D type of revenge sex. Okay, you all maybe know what the revenge sex is in a 3D version, and of course because we live in a 3D world, this 5D revenge, I call it revenge sex because it's not about revenge, as a matter of fact, but this is the way I can like make it closer to you so that you understand the like in the concept, in its concept, it's like most easily explained terminology wise as revenge sex, but that's not intention of it, that's not the reason for it. Okay, but I'm gonna start with just that terminology to make it closer. So like I said, if it's in 5D and if the intentions are pure and the reason is the reason is your twin flame, and the reason is higher, and it's for the purpose of higher love and for the purpose of keeping the reunion and bringing the reunion back, or bringing it closer to you. Then it's coming from higher dimension, it's coming from 5D, but it still has to be implemented in 3D. Like I said, we live in the 3D world and we are physical beings. And even though when we are twin flames, our Kundalini is open and all of our chakras are working, we still have to implement it, apply it through our body. Just like with our twin flame, we come into physical, we make love, we merge together, but we still do it with the physical bodies. But it's different with twin flames because the whole 5D energy is included in that merging. It's not just sex, it's not just making love to your karmic partner, it's actual it's explosion of positive light and energy. But in this case, when I'm talking about this type of revenge sex in 3D, it's also because it's also from the 5D and it's coming down into a 3D to be done. And okay, so I'm going to explain to you what I'm talking about and why this is important to share with you, why you need to hear about this. First of all, let me ask you a question collectively. And I invite you to comment below. If you can leave a comment. Someone told me that they cannot leave a comment. I hope it works now. So leave a comment. Tell me about it. So let me ask you a question. How many of you can feel when your twin flame has sex with the karmic? Okay. And the more, and I'm going to tell you how many. As many as there are twin flames out there, you can feel it. The closer you are to your reunion, if you haven't been physical merged with your twin flame yet, the closer you are to it, the more you can feel the karmic sex when they have sex together. Okay? If you have already been in the reunion with your twin and you have merged, then you can feel it all the time. I mean, I don't mean all the time, but every time they do it with the karmic, you can feel it. And some of you may say, I don't feel it, or maybe you're not aware of feeling it. But let me explain a little bit of that. I'll try to describe it to you. Whatever part of their body, and usually it's the genitals, but it could be around, other areas or everywhere. Wherever, any spots, let's just call it spots, wherever they are having intercourse with the karmic, you feel stabbing pains in that area, or uncomfortable sort of type of cramp in that area. But it's not, you can feel the difference between that type of cramp and something that would be a physical caused by physical ailment or physically caused. You can just feel in the energy of that telepathic pain. You can feel that it's not caused by your own body functions. It's not something that your muscles are doing. It's part of the energetic telepathic signal that you receive, and it's causing sort of a crampy, feeling inside of your body, like I said, in certain spots. And that's exactly where their intercourse is taking place. And so if you have been wondering what's that weird feeling you feel sometimes in your body, and it's not fun at all to feel, that's when they're having sex. That's I'm being straight with you. And yes, it's painful to hear that information if you haven't been aware of it yet. It's painful to be reminded of that information. If you did understand so far what's going on with your inside your body in a 5D energetic field of your body, but it's not comfortable to hear about it, to be reminded about it, but most importantly, it's not comfortable to feel it, to have that sensation, so to call it so, to have that sensation, and actually to even mentally be aware of what it is. So it's painful on so many levels, right? And it definitely gives you a depletion to your own energy. It's pushing you away from your reunion, but you cannot run from it. That's the problem. And in my case, after the merge, I felt it before. I felt it before I even came to reunion when I was back in the United States. But after the merge, it has become so clear. I mean, the energy between two of us is merged. And so everything he feels, I feel. But this is not what he feels. This is what I feel when he is, if you haven't understood yet where that signal is coming from, why is it painful to you? It's because when he is doing something that is contrary to his own to his own being, to his reunion with you, to what he is. He's your twin flame. Then the energetic signal comes to you as a form of pain, because he's going against his own nature, his twin flame nature, and he's doing karmic thing, which in itself, in its nature, is against your reunion. It's against you being together. And in my case, again, the more he felt desire for me after he ran back to the karmic, the more he did it, because it's sort of to release the obsession, to release that bond with you, to release that tie. He's pushing himself in the opposite direction. If you're afraid of something, then you run in the opposite direction. And if you feel something strongly, you want to run from it, then you do the opposite thing even more so. So he was trying to relive the merge. He was trying to feel the same thing that he felt between us with the karmic, to prove to himself in his headspace, that it's all the same, or that the love that he has for her is the same type of love that he has for me, that the desire he has for her is the same type of desire that it, because the sex that the twin flames have with that 5D energy is so much more than just sex. And when you try that with someone where it is just sex, then you will do the more quantity of it to replace the quality with the quantity, right? So he was at it like a rabbit. And on top of the spiritual pain, the mental pain, and pain of separation that he has caused me, I had felt this crampy thing the whole time. And he was doing it a lot, like all night, during the day, in the afternoon, and it was driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy because I cannot stand it anymore. I mean, I'm going through the tower moment. Here I am getting hexed by his karmic, worried about him being under the spell, trying to reconnect us, trying to do everything to bring the reunion back, and trying to run for my own life and do everything. And on top of that, feel that almost constantly, a lot of times during the day, a lot of times during the night. And also handling like as a part of a tower that I'm experiencing, being alone. So there's no distraction, there's nothing to keep myself. But even if there was distraction, I got to tell you about this signal. Even if there is distraction, no matter what you're doing, if you're working, if you're talking to your friends, if you're on internet, this thing is so strong that you cannot run from it. You feel it inside your body. It's like a physical pain that you can feel sometimes in your life. And no matter what you do, until you drink a pill, painkiller, it doesn't go away. Okay, but in this case, twin flame case you don't have a painkiller for this type of 5D pain that you feel, that you experience. So you cannot block it. There's no way to block it. So it was really, believe it or not, like I said, skip the video if you can't handle it, this information, but believe it or not, it was guided information that was given to me, that the only way you can block this coming to you and depleting you so much and destroying every single piece of power that you have as a twin flame, as a divine feminine, is to block it by doing it at the same time when he's doing it with his karmic. And I'm not just talking about finding some random stranger or, God forbid, or karmic, and do this. And so that's the part that sounds impossible or hard. Like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Especially if you're religious, or if you follow the limitations and whatnot, like, and your own self-respect and dignity and everything that you represent as a divine feminine. How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna implement this? How are you gonna do this in 3D? Well, again, like I said, like, I was guided with this information. I was also given the divine opportunity, the divinely orchestrated opportunity to actually, right after that information came to me, I was like, but how? I mean, how do I do that? Even if I'm strong enough to mentally accept that information and go for it, even if I block my ego, and if I block my sort of like conscience, the 3D conscience, and say this is for higher purpose, and this is to save my twin flame connection, to save my reunion, which is sacred reunion, which is for God, which is for 5D versions of ourselves, and for the world, and for the benefit of the reunion itself, and the mission that reunion is. Even if you put God first and this sacred love, then how it's going to be done? How can I do that and not commit terrible sin? But in a form of sin, I mean, against yourself. I'm not talking now about religious aspect, because in religious aspect, you shouldn't be even watching this video, right? So I'm talking about spiritual aspect, and understanding that 5D is also implemented in the physical. Then still the question stands, how do I do that? So like I said, it was orchestrated behind the scenes, and almost same day, maybe day after I realized this and I was guided to this information, I ran into someone, basically very innocent connection was created, and it was created instantly, automatically, but it actually existed for decades. And I'll tell you how. Like, I'll tell you what actually happened, like share information with you. So I ran into a childhood crush, like someone I knew when I was I knew him when we were children, so very innocent feeling, between me and this person, very innocent feeling. We used to play like hide and seek together when we were maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years old. Then he lived close to my grandma's house, and I'm talking about my hometown, right? Then we met again during the war in our country, when we were teenagers, when we were a little bit older, but still kind of kids, like 15, 16. And remember, I told you at the time when I was 16, I had my first love, my twin flame placeholder. Well, this is not him, but he has the same name. So if you guys remember the name Adnan, it was the name of my first twin flame experience, someone who prepared my path for meeting my organic twin. And I didn't know that was his name until actually 2 days ago now. Everyone called him Adi, and so I I had no idea that his given name is same as my first twin flame experience. And I knew him around the time when I was going out, when I was dating my twin flame placeholder. Oh, guys, I have to interrupt right now just for a second and tell you that my twin flame had just texted me a very, very weird message. I was telling him today about what's going on with me, uh, the struggles I'm going through, what's happening, and very strange message just came from him. So irrelevant. I don't understand. And I just replied to him and I said, I don't understand. He just sent me a message that said, everything is okay. I have no idea what he's talking about, but it's very weird. I just want to share that with you, and I'm going to continue with you now. Anyway, so this boy who has the same name that I just found out that he has the same name as my first twin flame experience ran into me 2 days ago on the street of my hometown and instantly recognized me. And I remember at the time when I saw him last time when we were 15, uh, we had a little crush on each other. It was just a crush. It was just, I thought he was super cute, that he is beautiful, had beautiful eyes and eyelashes and whatnot, nice hair. He was just a nice kid. And I was really good super friend with his brother, with his older brother. And I feel like his older brother's energy was like a brotherly energy to me, someone I like a brother. And ran into both of them actually on the street the other day, and somehow, really, the fate played its own little game, and there was another older man who is my father's friend, my father's colleague, and worked with my dad, and he was right there standing on the street with them, and he was asking about my dad, what's he doing in the United States, how's life, and then he requested me to take a photo with me to send to my father to say hi to my dad, so this older gentleman. And my phone just died because of the battery being low, and I said I cannot take a photo because I don't have my camera on. And then the boy from the past who I just ran into, he said, I actually, no, I asked him, I said, can you do it with your phone maybe? And then, yeah, we can send it to my dad. And he did it. And then he said, what are we going to do? How are we going to, I said, I don't know, Messenger or something. And then so he said, okay, so add me. So we added each other on social media. I came home and the message that I received from him was so twin flame channeling, so direct, so directly connected to what's going on with me and my twin flame right now that I just couldn't disregard it. It was so clear that this is the message about the information that I just received the day before, that what I need to do is have the feeling blocked when my twin flame is with the karmic, like I said, blocked by physical intimacy with someone at the same time. And the way he sent me a message, and it wasn't a dirty talk, if that's what you mean, it's if that's what you think, but it was something that my twin flame would have said, something that we shared, and something that I felt needs to be done. And when I talked about spots earlier, like something like that, I'll explain to you in a minute what's going on. So, anyways, he was so direct, and that there was absolutely no normal, any kind of normal boundaries or anything that normally exist in society. There is no paradigm or anything. It was just straightforward coming from the source. I felt it. It was like, okay, so this is it. This is what I was talking about day before to my guides, and this is what just came into reality. Like, it's here. It's here. He's the one. He and I are sharing that connection immediately, instantly, in like an instant twin flame channeling. And I told him I can meet him in a couple of hours, and we met. And the other strange thing happened. We took a ride to a lake where I have very powerful connection with this lake. This is the lake where my ancestors, the lake that my ancestor owned in this hometown, and where my grandmother was born. And he took me on the lake in the middle of night, um, 11 p.m. or something. The lake was misty. It was full of fog. It was misty. It was just magical. The most magical thing I've like in nature that I've ever experienced in my life. I've been camping a lot in my life. I hiked with my mother when I was younger. I've been to some of the most major national parks in the world, but I've never experienced anything like that. That no, it was just all divinely orchestrated. And when we went back to my place, we the connection was just there. It was so twin flamishly natural and everything. And I'm not saying he's my twin flame. I'm just saying that he's playing a role in this connection. And yeah, so please don't get mad at me for sharing this with you. I'm just telling you how things played out. And it was like that complete uh, trust, because this is someone I know from childhood. This is something, and I told him, you do know that I used to have a crush on you. And he said, no way, I had crush on you. I had no idea you had crush on me. So there was no fear between us. There was no mistrust, nothing like that. And I'll tell you even more important thing that happened, which is not physical but spiritual after that. And some information he gave me about my twin flame, which is even more something I didn't expect. But I'm telling you, it was from divine. It was coming from Allah and from God. And the moment we were at the lake was the moment when the Holy Eid started, and the moment when the moon came up. So I just had so many signs that this is okay. This is okay thing to do, because I had to do that to cut out that karmic cord that was signaling to me back at me, and absolutely destroying everything. So uh, the other amazing part of this is that when so I'm going to be straightforward. Like I said, it's rated PG-18. When we were intimate and we were doing it, this now man, like, yeah, same age as me now, this at this time and age, he did exactly the things that I felt. He hit the spots that my twin flame was doing with the karmic, and it was amazing, because this is not something that me and my twin flame have done, but he was, let's just say, he was focusing on the places and spots that my twin flame was focusing on with his karmic, and which was causing me so much energetic pain and physical pain. So this energy came back, this information came back, and now in the physical form, like I said, your physical beings, everything has to be done in physical, was happening on this side of twin flame, on the divine feminine side of the twin flame. And and he's relieved. It was like a painkiller for the pain that the karmic sex was causing to me. And and then after that we talked, and turns out he explained to me why his marriage didn't work out, what's going on. And he explained to me as if my twin flame was talking to me about his current karmic situation, about why he was not telling me that he was married, about why, like I said in the previous video, if he was with the karmic, and like I share with my friends, and tell them if he was happy with the karmic. And like I tell you, if your twin flame is happy with your karmic, then why did they uh, search outside of their marriage if they're married, right? And this man, without being asked, he described to me why these karmics are not the real thing, and why my twin flame is stuck in the karmic relationship. And so he said some things that opened my eyes, and he gave me answers that I was seeking, but I didn't tell him in physical form. I didn't tell this person what was bothering me and what questions about I had about my twin flame and his karmic and his marriage. He just told me. It was just coming through him. But it actually only confirmed everything that we already know, that we hear in the readings and energetic readings, tarot readings, whatever, that the karmic is just using the twin. And he said, when I was going away, and he was, like I said, he was just like talking just like he was my twin, like twin flame story, same scenario. He said, when I was away for work, I do construction in Germany and she stays home. I only call her twice. I text her twice a day, maybe, the tops. And the reason for that is because I loved her. I gave my emotions into this marriage and everything. But every time I text her, she has no time for me. Every time I text her, she talks about money. She wants money. She needs money for that. She needs money for this. And so he was so open. He was like, it was flowing out of him. He said, and it's not a problem. This is why I'm working. I want to give money. I want to be provider. But isn't there anything else we can talk about? Can we talk about us? Can we be romantic a little bit? Can we chat a little bit and keep that romance and keep that love and keep that energy between us? And then he talked straight about sex. He said, it's just like, okay, let's just do it and it's done. And that's it. There's nothing. There's no passion. There's no love. There's no connection. There is nothing. And he says, that was depleting me. That's just, it's so like, it's just sex. And I hearing this from the mouth of the man, from the mouth of the babes. When I say this, I mean from the babe, like he's a babe. He's such a babe. Hearing this from a man, from the masculine, means so much to me, and I hope it means so much to you hearing this, that I'm sharing it. He said, it made me feel so empty, like I'm not important to her. And when we do it, she doesn't want to try anything. She doesn't want to be expressive. She's not enjoying it. I don't feel that I'm satisfying her. I don't feel that she feels anything at all. It's just like, and it's done. And then he said the most painful sentence is when I am being warm and when I'm feeling intimate and when I approach her, when she says, is that all you think about? But all she wants to talk about is finances and money and support and all that. And he said that's what makes men sick and tired of it. And he described karmic situation to the point. Oh, right. He was right on the spot. And like I said, I didn't even ask him about it. He just shared. And I'm sharing this with you now, guys. This is very important karmic relationship information for you. It's everything that I already knew. Karmic is using twin flame masculine for money, for house, and then I added to what he was saying, and I said, well, that's what I feel today's wives do. These wives that we're talking about, karmic wives, they need you for mobile phone. They need you for the house. You basically provide them with free mortgage, free house. Okay, maybe kids come in the picture and they use you even more on account of kids and whatnot. And he just confirmed that. He's like, with the pain in his eyes, he confirmed that that's what hurts the most. So don't you worry, guys. The karmics will be discovered. The karmics will be revealed. Like this man that I shared my bed with, yes, yeah, I can call it that, and that I did the 5D revenge sex with, had told me very important information, that they do open their eyes eventually and they see the reality of their marriage, and that there's nothing in there. It's just complete emptiness, and not even just emptiness, but sorrow, because these men are hurting when they feel there's nothing real there. It's not real. It's just fake, 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 and these women do not love them back. They just pretend in the beginning, and they're sweet until they get married. They're sweet while dating, and later on there's nothing between them. Even sex is just nothing. It's just nothing. It actually hurts even more having it than not having it. So we found the common ground. We found this, and I've done something that you will maybe judge me for. Like I always said, my judge is only one, the creator. So I don't really, I just want to share. And those who resonate, I hope will be thankful for me sharing this, and I hope it will be beneficial for you. I don't suggest anything to anyone. I don't give anybody any ideas. Well, I do give ideas, but I don't, I'm not saying that you should implement. It's up to you. It's up to you. If you resonate with this, if you were already thinking about it, go for it. Go for it, because you may actually get more information than just getting a benefit of kicking out the karmic sex out of your body and out of your 5 and 3D system. You get more information from that experience, but make sure it's divine. If you go for it, make sure it's guided. It's orchestrated by the universe. Don't just go for any random strangers or just casual sex. Don't do that. I'm not suggesting any casual sex. I would never do that. This has to have to do with your twin flames. You have to just open all of your eyes, and just like for everything else in your twin flame journey, look for signs, look for synchronicities, look for the energy of the person coming, everything, to make sure it's the right match. And I'm going to wrap up with that. There's more that's going on with me. There's more, but I'll just wrap up with that because that's the information that I wanted to share today, and also about the spells and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going on with my twin flame. And believe it or not, this other person has just texted me as well, something. And he actually is not here anymore. He was here only for 3 days. And those are out of those 3, we spent 2 days together. And now he's back in Western Europe, in Germany. And so that was just meant to be that. And actually, he's still on kind of online with me, because universe already knows that probably I still need this connection for a while, until my twin flame returns. I believe that he's going to return. So I'll keep you posted, guys, in the next video. Don't judge. If you ever judge other people before you resonate with them, or before you're on the same level of your twin flame journey or any kind of journey generally in your life, remember there's only one judge. And so don't take a place. Don't ever play God. Love you guys. I love you. And I wish you a great weekend ahead. And I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Have a great day.